This is also a day when something pretty unusual happened. How often do you hear three United States presidents speaking out, all in 1 hour? President Barack Obama, President Bill Clinton, among those honoring the late Congressman Elijah Cummings at his funeral in Baltimore. At about the same time, President Trump spoke to reporters on his way to Benedict College, a historically black school in South Carolina. And the contrast, well, it tells you a lot about where we are right now. The contrast between grievance and service. Former President Barack Obama speaking about Elijah Cummings' life of service.
Elijah's example, the son of parents who rose from nothing to carve out just a little something. A public servant who toiled to guarantee the least of us have the same opportunities that he had earned. A leader who once said he'd die for his people, even as he lived every minute for them. His life validates the things we tell ourselves about what's possible in this country.
And former President Clinton speaking about Cummings' belief in one America, where those of us who have more help those who have less.
He believed if everybody accepted his broad, endearing, inclusive definition of one America, where we respect our differences and think what we have in common matters more, and we all live under the same set of rules, and we all believe that under those rules, those of us who have more than we need should do more to help those who don't have enough, that everything would work out okay.
Well, just about the same time, the current president, President Trump, indulging in his favorite pastime, his airing of grievances over the impeachment investigation.
This was the worst hoax in the history of our country. And a lot of people say that the phony deal on impeachment, where I have a perfect conversation, perfect, with the president of Ukraine, and they're using that to impeach one of the most successful presidents.
So compare what the former President Obama says about honor to what President Trump says about unfairness. Unfairness to him.
I was sitting here and I was just noticing the Honorable Elijah E. Cummings. And, you know, this is a title that we confer on all kinds of people who get elected to public office. We're supposed to introduce them as honorable. But Elijah Cummings was honorable before he was elected to office. There's a difference. There's a difference if you were honorable and treated others honorably outside the limelight.
Let me tell you something. The level of unfairness for a perfect conversation with the president of Ukraine. This was a perfect conversation. And frankly, had they known what the conversation was, they wouldn't have even wasted everybody's time.
For a brief moment, the eloquence was nice, the complete sentences, and then in a split second, back to the, it's a witch hunt. Let's remember, we all know what that conversation was. We know because the White House released a rough transcript, including this president asking for a favor from the president of Ukraine and leaning on him to investigate the Bidens and 2016 election interference. But the president makes it very clear. He thinks it's all about him.
I don't have teams. Everyone's talking about teams. I'm the team. I did nothing wrong.
That as former presidents were talking about unity and service at Congressman Cummings' funeral. Now, the fact is, it would have been really awkward for President Trump to be there. The White House wouldn't comment when asked if he would attend the service. But you remember what happened over the summer when he called Cummings' hometown of Baltimore a disgusting rat and rodent-infested mess? The president did take time, however, during his speech in South Carolina to offer condolences to the congressman, his family, and his friends.
I want to extend my warmest condolences to the family and many friends of Elijah Cummings, who are celebrating his life today in Baltimore. Not long ago, I met with Elijah in the Oval Office, and I saw the passion he had with me for lowering prescription drug prices. He had a very strong passion for that.
A nice moment indeed. But as you can probably figure out, it didn't take long for this president to get back to his favorite topic, himself and his grievances, in the middle of his speech at a criminal justice event.
We'll never let up on our efforts to ensure that our justice system is fair for every single American. And I have my own experience. You know that. You see what's going on with the witch hunt. It's a terrible thing that's going on in our country. No crimes there. It's an investigation in search of a crime. It's been going on for longer than I'm in office.
There is the proof right there. Like I said, the airing of grievances, the president comparing the experience of African Americans facing unfair treatment in the criminal justice system, really people of color facing unjust treatment in the criminal justice system, to his experience of an inquiry of impeachment. Bringing up impeachment in the middle of an event about a rare bipartisan accomplishment, to be frank. That, as two former presidents spoke about kindness, compassion, and about Elijah Cummings' view of America as it should be.
He actually made, in one of the most partisan periods in our country's history, a lot of Republican friends. Why did he do that? How did he do that? I think he did it because everybody could see he was the real deal. He was doing what he believed. His heart was in it. And I think he did it because no matter how hard he fought and how passionately he argued, he tried to treat everybody the way he wanted to be treated, the way he thought America should be treated.
I tell my daughters, and I have to say, listening to Elijah's daughters speak, that got me choked up. I'm sure those of you who have sons feel the same way, but there's something about daughters and their father. And I was thinking I'd want my daughters to know how much I love them, but I'd also want them to know that being a strong man includes being kind. That there's nothing weak about kindness and compassion. There's nothing weak about looking out for others. There's nothing weak about being honorable. You're not a sucker to have integrity and to treat others with respect.